Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing and demoing the new Tarte Magic Wand brush set. It comes with 5 brushes that you see right here. They are a little dirtied up now, but it's because we put them to use today. There has been a lot of hype about these brushes on Instagram and elsewhere. All things unicorn are in right now. Festival makeup's in right now. Just kind of that magical, whimsical ness is in right now. So Tarte came out with these brushes and they are so freaking cute, but I wanted to see if they were functional as well. So let's go ahead and get into the review. That's right, folks. Today we are reviewing the Magic Wand brush set from Tarte Cosmetics. This retails for $39, comes in this cute set. I wanted to save the packaging I got it in so I could show you because it's just adorable. So this is a part of their whole, I think it's called like their whole Make-A-Believe collection. It's all like unicorn and magic and all that jazz. So this is what the brushes look like. I'll show you the real things here in a minute, but they do emulate kind of a unicorn horn, which is, I mean, adorable, of course, and they're cute colors, which, I mean, come on. What more could you ask for, honestly? And I had to show you the paper that it came in. Like, can we just take a second? It's unicorn paper. It is unicorn tissue paper. This brush set does retail for $39 as a set. It is limited edition, so I know for a fact it won't be sold individually, probably. Like, none of the brushes will be sold individually. They are just sold as this limited edition set. So go get your hands on it, well, if you decide to after this review. I did want to show you guys kind of what I thought about the actual brush handle. Ooh, that one's upside down. What I thought about the actual, I'm just gonna pick this up randomly. The brush handle, they are so cute, and this part definitely is metal, I believe, but this part is kind of like, I dare I say, like a cheap plastic. And they're just so like top heavy that I'm just like, am I gonna like break the tip off of these cheap plastic ends? You know what I mean? No. Guys, I just noticed a little bit of chipping. So this like gold overlay has started chipping a little bit already. And that's like part of what makes these fun, you know what I mean? So I don't want them to just be all cute and fluffy and amazing looking at first, but they break in 2 seconds, or, you know, the gold overlay that's so beautiful just chips right off. Like, I don't want that. So we'll see, but that pisses me off. So yeah, I did kind of want to mention that it feels a little bit cheapy, but still not like really low quality, just a little bit cheap. So, you know, $39 for 5 brushes equals out to, you know, about $7 a brush, which is really inexpensive, honestly, for a pretty good quality brush, which in the end I do believe these are, but you'll see my little nuances as we go along. Okay, this doesn't really matter, but I thought it was cute. So there's a light pink, there's a darker purple, a little bit of a lighter purple, and then I thought these were the same color as well, but they're not. This one is like a mint green, and this one is like a teal. So super cute. It's like an aqua. Super cute colors. I think I am going to go ahead and start with this. I'm going to go ahead and dip into my bronzer, which lately I've been using this Black Radiance powder in Honey Amber. So I'm just going to dip into it a bit. As you can see, not a whole lot of product on the brush. I'm going to tap off the extra anyway. And I'm just going to swirl around here. See, but I almost feel like it did nothing, you know what I mean? Like it did a little, but not a lot. So yeah, like I said before, this brush is not going to give you a ton of pigment, a ton of color payoff. It's just not. See, I'm like trying to press it into my skin right now, but it's just not working because it's so fluffy. But that's what I would be doing if I was using my big stippling brush, which is what I normally use for bronzer. I'm kind of annoyed that it's like not picking up that much, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to be like, okay, done, you know what I mean? So it kind of takes you a sec to build up product here. I guess you could use this for setting your foundation as well with a powder of any sort. I didn't think of that earlier. You could just, you know, whatever. But it would give you a very sheer coverage, which is not really what I'm about. So this brush is nice if you really just want a light wash of color, bronzer, blush, whatever. It might be good for beginners then, you know, who don't want, ooh, just a ton of bronzer on their face. It's just not working for me that well. Not to say it's a bad brush, and it is very soft on the face. It's just not putting down a whole lot of pigment, which is kind of what I like, but it's not bad. It's placing it down, and it is blending it out pretty beautifully. I will say that. but just placing down the color is a little hard, and building up the color is a little hard. Since I already have this brush in my hand, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into some blush. I'm gonna use my Makeup Revolution Nude Matte Blush. This is a blush that I know for a fact comes off very pigmented very easily. So we're gonna dip into this and see if it still picks up a lot of product or not. It'll be pretty easy to tell if it's like the normal. Let me see here. Okay, not a lot so far. I'm gonna dip in a little more. Did that even do anything though? Okay, a little bit. I almost feel like too when I blend though, it almost gets like everywhere. If I press down a little harder, I feel like it just splays out so far that it almost spreads the product a little too far for me. But I'm just gonna dust this onto the cheeks. I might just swipe. Swipe slash press. It looks a little better. I can definitely tell you I would not have to go into my blush. Ow! Oh, I hit my funny bone. I can definitely tell you I would not have to go into my blush this many times with the brush I normally use to apply blush, which is my e.l.f. stippling brush. It is pretty small and short, so that does help it to pick up product, but I don't know, I kind of like that it just puts on a lot and then blends it out really easily so that I'm boom done, you know what I mean? This I feel like takes a little more time, although I am liking how it is blending out. But there are upsides to this too. The fact that it doesn't pick up a lot of product and blends very well can kind of make it really airbrushed, you know? You're not putting on a ton of product that's too hard to blend out, and it does a good job of blending it out. So those are pluses. I am going to go ahead and go in with my little contour brush. I'm going to take, where you at? I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette today, and I'm going to pick up the ashy shade, a bit of it, and mix it with the middle shade, tap off the extra, and I'm just going to start carving out my cheekbone. Alright, so far I do really like this brush. It does a really great job of applying like a precise contour, but also being able to blend it a little bit. You can get up in here, back in that little hairline, bronze it up. So yeah, that just put down quite a bit of product there, but Kat Von D powders are very pigmented as well, so you gotta kind of use a light hand anyway. I do think you could get by with just using this for contour and then blending it all out. It just might take a little bit longer than like a larger brush would blending it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take a bit of this on my nose just to warm it up a bit, and then I'm gonna contour with that skinnier brush later. Okay, I am noticing and it's kind of harder for me to blend on this side of my face anyway, just because my right hand, you know, works more easily on the right side of my face. But I am kind of noticing a bit of that kind of jerky movement of the bristles, you know, as they change direction. You can kind of feel like a little wobble. I feel like you shouldn't be able to feel it. I feel like if you can feel it, then you'll be able to see it in the product. But it's not necessarily the case. At least not yet. It's still blending pretty well. It might just be a thing. It might just be how it feels. But I am just putting it out there. We're going to pretend my neck is as bronze as my face, and we're going to move on forward. Alright, now moving on to this guy here. It is the squished version of the other brush. It's a little longer, a little more squished. We're going to dip into those same contour shades, and I'm going to contour my nose a bit with this. Now, I said I probably wouldn't use this for contouring, but for my nose, I do like to be very, very precise, because I don't like my nose, and that contour better be right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and just run it along my nose, right where I want it. Like I said, this is great for precise application, and so far, it's putting it right exactly where I want it, so I like that a lot. Yeah, I really like that so far. Originally, what I thought I would do is really just use it for cleaning up contour. Like I said, I am going to go ahead and try that right now. I'm going to take some of the banana shade and the lighter shade in the palette right on the edge of the brush here. And I'm going to clean up on the edges here. Ooh, yeah, I like how I did that. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and do that same exact thing with my contour. I'm going to use the light shade and just clean that ish up. Woo! Yes, love. Like I said, I feel like, I mean, you can stamp it on there. I feel like it's just easier to make a line. Just drag it. Okay, I like that a lot. I think this is really good for cleaning up the cheek contour specifically. And I do think this would be good as well for just laying down that contour, or maybe just really chiseling it out, sharpening it up. If you like it more intense, this would be perfect for that. But what I would use it more for personally is just cleaning up that contour. Today we're going to dip into my Tarte Pro palette, which, you know, it's only fitting since we're using Tarte brushes that we should use the Tarte Pro palette, right? I'm going to go ahead and dip into Bold, which is a transition shade, and we're using that big fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to start putting it in the crease first, and then I'm going to start buffing it out. See, it's not blending like splotchily or creating any skips really. It really does blend pretty nice once you get going. I don't know why, I just worry about how it kind of moves and how kind of small the surface area of the bristles at the top are, if that makes sense. It is nice that it's kind of smaller so it can fit right here in the crease very precisely, but yeah, it's not like a huge fluffy brush like I like. It's blending better than I thought it would, honestly, just based off that initial reaction. Excuse me. This seems to be like the hardest part for me to blend out in any look, is right here. Don't know why, but I am having a bit of trouble with that as well today. Right now. Right meow. Alright guys, so I went ahead and used another like more red tone brown in my crease with my blending brush to go ahead and see if it worked well with, you know, a more opaque shade, and it really did blend that shade really well into my transition shade. I am more impressed with that blending brush than I thought I would be. I have to say that. I thought it would be a little bit hard to work with because it kind of, I don't know, it just didn't swirl too, you know, easily. It wasn't that like fluid, I don't know, but it really did a good job of blending, and I'm not disappointed with it whatsoever, so that's good. Now we're going to use this flat shader brush here, and I'm just going to pack on that same matte shade that's in the crease. It does pick up quite a bit of product, and I'm just going to pack that on the lid. Woo! And it does pack on quite a bit of color, I will say that, which I like. I don't want to have to go into a color 1,000 times to cover my lid, you know what I mean? I don't have to go in a bunch of times. And then I just kind of run it in the crease to help blend it up there, and we done. Alright, so that did an awesome job of packing color onto the lid. I'm actually going to take whatever's left over and just run it underneath my lash line, just because. Alright guys, final thoughts on these babies. All in all, I do really enjoy them. I like them quite a bit. They're not like my absolute favorites, but they do their job, they work, and for $39 for 5 brushes, that really is a good price point, honestly. You're breaking it up to like $7-ish a brush. Normally bigger face brushes like this size, say from like Morphe, would be like in the high teens probably, just for one. And then like eye brushes would be like around $10 maybe, just like roughly, but still that's way more than you would be paying for the set. So, and they are pretty good quality, guys. They did their job. Some of them, just the design isn't super functional for me. Like this one, I don't know, I just don't really use really floppy brushes like this, because I almost don't see the point, because I want that product on there. I mean, it blends out well. Maybe I'll use it a lot for blending. I'm not really sure yet. I might still have to play around with it. Oh, the packing brush did a really great job of packing that color on there in like no time. This is awesome for cleaning up under the contour and maybe even placing down a sharp line. I do like this for contouring, although I will say I ran into a little trouble. I'm not sure if it was the brush's fault or my own. This side of my face just got so muddy, and I do know if I use my Ashy Kat Von D shade, it can happen very quickly if I use too much. So that might have been the case, but I mean, it also might have been the brush. I don't know. It didn't happen on this side, so I had to go through and redo it. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't think it was the brush, but the brush definitely wasn't able to like blend it out, that's for sure. And I don't think any of these really were able to blend it out as much as I needed it to, because even my stippling brush could not really blend it out. I had to go through and like really take it off and then do it again, which is the worst. All in all, guys, I do think this is worth $39 that it retails for. The brushes do their job. They're nice and soft. They are so cute. Part of it is the novelty of it all. They're unicorn wand brushes. I mean, hello, you gotta have them. That was me, right? I was like, I don't need them, but I'm gonna have them because they're so cute. But I wanted to come on here and make sure that you guys knew exactly the quality of the brushes, so you weren't just buying them because they were so cute and then weren't able to ever use them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demonstration. If you did, if you found it helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.